this Friday, October the 8th, or October the 7th edition of the Ringside Report. I am Ryan Young. Tony is out. He's not answering his phone. So, he's out. So, let's start this thing off by recapping Smackdown from Tuesday. Started off with Kane defeating Bray Wyatt by countout as Bray Wyatt just left and said, you know what, I'll deal with this another day. So then Bray Wyatt gets the, so then Randy Orton, and they do it throughout the whole night, them two going back and forth doing their, again, eventually being locked in some shed or a, so I don't even know, but they was going back and forth. Nikki versus Alexa Bliss in the no contest. When Carmella comes in and interferes, then makes a tag team match, which led to Carmella and Alexa Bliss defeating Nikki and Becky Lynch. Daniel Bryan did a promo about breast cancer awareness, which obviously is great. Great cause. 5 women out there, they all getting title belts. Hype Bros defeat the Vaudevillains. Miz TV with Dolph Ziggler back and forth. They bring back the Spirit Squad. Kenny Dykstra, it was great to see all that. And then eventually you saw the, then following that you saw the, them try to turn on him. He beats him up, and it's leading to the match coming up in just weeks, or just days, with the, there's my mom's phone. Supposed to call Tony, but he don't answer, so, but, so in the match, of course, career, if Dolph Ziggler loses, he will lose his job, and he will be forced to retire. Jason Jordan defeats Jey Uso. Jack Swagger defeats Baron Corbin. Then you see AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, John Cena end the show in they cut the promo. They all beat up each other. They go yada yada. So you see all that stuff. Going in, I think this is going to be a pretty good pay-per-view. I think SmackDown's going to be solid. The thing that a lot of people, there's not a lot of rumor, because I read a lot of inside stuff online, there's really nothing giving away that this is going to be a guaranteed win for Dolph Ziggler. He's trying to work on his comedy career, so possibly that could lead him to leaving. And also they want him to be some sort of a backstage agent possibly as well. So maybe wrestling is done for him, and this is going to be his last match. And of course, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I think the title match, you know, John Cena's not going to win, so I think it bases it between. And of course, we'll be getting more into that stuff coming up in the warm-up in our third segment. But I think overall, a SmackDown that was pretty good. I mean, I like what SmackDown did though. They used the ropes. Raw went back to their white ropes with the pink, and then SmackDown did the blue ropes with the pink. So I think that works a little bit better than the white ropes, because we had a high dose of that over the years. But anyway, that is SmackDown, and of course, yeah. We're taking time out here on the Ringside Report. When we come back, it's time to recap Ring of Honor and NXT. It's Friday. It's next on the Ringside Report. Welcome back here to the Ringside Report on this Friday. Glad you could join us. MLB playoffs kicking off. I'll get more into that in a little bit. Of course, you see the green, beat liver cancer. It's Liver Cancer Awareness Month. I got the pink, of course, what I usually wear, the Yanni. It's the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but with my aunt just recently getting her liver transplant, thought this would be more close to the heart. So, Ringside Report for the month of October is going green for Liver Cancer Awareness Month, and let's hopefully see everyone be able to beat liver cancer. And the way you do that is, it's not like normal cancers, you get the transplant. Right now my aunt's currently recovering from the transplant. Her heart apparently was only pumping at 30% and is now back up to about 80 or 90, so good things to hear. She's still in the hospital, and of course I'll keep you all posted here on the Ringside Report. But it's good to hear that she's doing good. Hopefully get a chance to go up to Milwaukee to see her. I haven't got a chance to talk to her either, so definitely hopefully gonna get a chance to do that. Okay, now let's get back to wrestling. Recap Ring of Honor from Friday, or from last week and Wednesday. And of course it was, they're showing some of their shows from the Field of Honor show that took place, the Brooklyn Cyclones, I believe they're called, in their stadium. The Ring of Honor television title was on the line. Bobby Fish defeats Evil. Then you have the IWGP Intercontinental title. Michael Elgin defeats Donovan Dijak. The Bullet Club then defeat Motor City Machine Guns, ACH, and Leo Rush. I like the way that they do that event. They do it in the middle of a baseball field. I've always been one to love the outdoor shows. Even back in the day, WCW used to do Road Wild outside. They used to do their March Spring Breakout show outdoors. So I definitely enjoy that aspect of being able to get the opportunity to watch shows outdoors. And WWE really never did. I mean, they've had a couple of outdoor WrestleManias. I was at the most recent one a couple of years ago, and as you know, Ringside Report, we announced it on Monday. We'll be attending this upcoming one in Orlando, which our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by Hurricane Matthew. That looks like it's hitting towards Florida, the coast, like Daytona Beach and all that as well. So thoughts and prayers out to them. But I've always enjoyed outdoor shows, and I love that aspect that they're doing in the middle of a baseball field. Not really a packed house, but still, I think I enjoyed it very much. And I believe next week they're going to show the Ring of Honor World Title match. I believe it's a Fatal 4-Way. You're going to see Adam Cole, Jay Lethal, and I believe a couple guys from Japan. So looking forward to that. That'll be on next week's edition. We'll be previewing that on Wednesday's show. We didn't even get a chance to preview much the last couple this week because, of course, Monday was the 400th episode, and then, of course, Wednesday was a few wrap-ups. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, now let's recap. Let's see what we got here. Let's recap NXT. Of course, the start of the Dusty Rhodes Memorial Tag Team Tournament. The reigning champions is Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, which neither one of them are in it this year because because Samoa Joe is in the world title picture and Finn Balor is out and also promoted to WWE. The way this show went, you had the Authors of Pain win their match of the tag team tournament against the Bollywood Boys. And then in singles action, Rich Swann defeats Patrick Clark, who was in Tough Enough. Probably the best thing to come out of this last Tough Enough season. They just released the woman Sarah Lee that won her opportunity that won the woman's side of it. So she's gone. But Patrick Clark, which was more of an American flag type gimmick before, now he's in a different, more a weird. It reminded me a lot of Orlando Jordan when he was in TNA. Then you had Dan Matha, who was going to make his debut, but Samoa Joe attacks him and says, "I'm giving you 1 week, Regal." So we'll see how that goes, and it'll be interesting to see how that turns out, to see what's going to happen. I think it's going to happen at TakeOver in Toronto. Tony thinks it's going to happen at a taping. So far, I haven't heard anything if that match is taking place yet. And then finally, the tag team tournament, the Dusty Rhodes Classic. The Revival defeat Almas and Cedric Alexander. Then Almas turns on Cedric Alexander. So you're looking at that possibly being a feud in the match coming up at NXT TakeOver. So that is NXT. That was Ring of Honor. Take a time out when we come back. It's time for the No Mercy warm-up. Of course, Smackdown with their second live pay-per-view. That's next on the Ringside Report. Folks, it's now time for the No Mercy warm-up as we get you closer to the second SmackDown pay-per-view. Their first one was Backlash, and now, of course, this will be their second one. Not sure. I believe their next solo pay-per-view will be in the month of December, either Roadblock or TLC. But anyway, let's start this off by, it was announced earlier that they will have a kickoff match. It'll be Baron Corbin going one-on-one against Jack Swagger. Of course, we saw that match happen on SmackDown. So these two are getting a chance to do it again. And then a match that was also announced, Nikki Bella versus Carmella. Carmella's getting a big push here. I think having her opportunity to really have her first big storyline since being called up to the main roster and giving her the opportunity to be able to go up against Nikki Bella, who's obviously one of the leading and the top women in the women's division, I think is great. And if Carmella can get a win over Nikki Bella, I think that'd be very big for her and to really prove and solidify her spot on the SmackDown roster, because or less they're going to put Nikki Bella back in the title picture, which then would make it smart to have Nikki Bella win this match. Women's title will be on the line. Becky Lynch against Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, I like her. I like the pop, the pizzazz. Very cute, too. But I think this is going to be a good match. I think this is going to once again solidify Alexa Bliss without her winning the championship. I think this is a match that I don't think she's going to win. Becky Lynch just won the title. Expect some shenanigans, but expect a match. Of course, these are the kind of matches that when, even though someone's going to, probably Alexa Bliss is going to lose this match, they still build her up and prove that she's got something. And I think that's exactly what Becky Lynch is going to do. We're finally going to get a chance to see the debut of Kurt Hawkins. He'll have an unnamed opponent. Of course, they do keep doing these dumb promos, so glad to finally see him get a chance in the ring. An opponent has not been announced yet, but hopefully this isn't just shenanigans and he doesn't wrestle. Hopefully he actually has a match, because I'm sick of the promos. Tag team titles, SmackDown tag team titles. It'll be Rhino and Heath Slater going up against the Usos. By the way, happy birthday to Rhino. against the Usos. The Usos, apparently, from what I've heard, reading a lot of backstage stuff, they want the Usos to go on a heel tag team run. I think the Slater-Rhino thing was just a little gimmick, a little quick. I don't expect that to go far. I'm not sure if this is the pay-per-view. Usos are going to win it, but they're on a roll right now. Why stop them now? WWE Intercontinental title, career versus title, Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. We talked about this in segment 1. Not sure if this is legit or not. Not sure if this is going to be the opportunity for him, if Dolph Ziggler is going to start focusing on other stuff, maybe be a backstage guy, or work on his comedy career. If you ever watched Total Divas, by the way, Total Bellas debuted Wednesday night. So, and John Cena has a lot of rules, so I don't know. You could live in a mansion, but if you're going to sit and live in a museum, I don't know if I'd want to do that. But I think Dolph Ziggler going to be, I don't know, it's up in the air. Is this done for him? Or is he going to be the Intercontinental Champion, which Miz is continuing with this path. He's done a very good job, I think, bringing his wife and Maurice, who are actually the posters of this show. I don't know why No Mercy. Look at the top. The No Mercy logo is a perfume bottle. And of course, it's Maurice no Mercy. But I think that's going to be interesting. I'm still a little bit debating on that. And then you have Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. I think this storyline's definitely gone longer than it's supposed to. Last month it couldn't happen at Backlash because Randy Orton was still injured from SummerSlam. So I think right there you got to see what's going to happen. And I think with all the prolonged and in the promos, I'm over it. Let's just have the match end this storyline. I thought this would be better. It's not been. It's been really off the wall, and like I said, I'm ready for it to be done. WWE Championship, Dean Ambrose defends against John Cena and AJ Styles. Well, whoops, I have Dean Ambrose on here. It's actually AJ Styles as the champion. I mean, AJ Styles, I don't think they're going to have him drop the title. You know, John Cena is going to be leaving. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I think right now, when you look at it, I think you got to think that AJ Styles is going to retain, John Cena leaving. Possibly Dean Ambrose, they say, going to take some time off. So that's that. Okay, now let's go into predictions. Right now, I'm up by 13.5, and Tony didn't answer his phone. So guess what? I get 2 straight pay-per-views. Tony will have the next 2, which will be Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series. So that'll be his chance to get back in this thing. Kickoff show, Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. I'm going to go Jack Swagger. Tony's going to go Baron Corbin. Nikki Bella versus Carmella. I'm going to go Nikki Bella. Tony, I keep saying Brandon. Tony, who is that? Tony goes Carmella. SmackDown Women's title, Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. I got Becky Lynch. Tony's got Alexa Bliss. Kurt Hawkins versus a mystery opponent. I'm going to say Kurt Hawkins. I don't think they're going to have him losing his first match. SmackDown Tag Team titles, Rhino and Heath Slater against the Usos. I'm going to go Usos. Tony will have Rhino and Slater. Intercontinental title, Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. I'm not going to say yet that he's losing the title. So I'm going to go, or that he's not retiring. I'm going to go Miz. But my gut's telling me Dolph, and usually my gut's right. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. I'm going to go Randy Orton. Tony's going to go Bray Wyatt. And in the main event, I'm going to go AJ Styles. Tony will have to pick between John Cena and Dean Ambrose whenever he answers the phone. So that is your No Mercy warm-up. We'll have a wrap-up coming up on Monday's show. Also, it's going to be a big weekend, folks. Baseball starting. I want to show you guys something. I'm ready. Cubs playoffs start tonight. See, I got my Cubs pajamas on. I'm ready to roll, folks. Ready for the playoffs. I'm going to the Game 2 tomorrow, my first first playoff game. I'm excited. Hopefully when we're back on Monday, I'm excited and ready to go, as it'll be Game 3 as the Cubs will be on the road. So everyone have a great weekend. Be safe. Have fun. I'm Ryan Youngson. Thank you for watching the Ringside Report, your front row seat to all things wrestling.